next step here. What issues are you facing? So this is the name of the property. Now I have to define my property type. And this is probably why you're here, to get an understanding of the different property types that are available in HubSpot, when and how you might use them. So let's take a look at some of these different types that we have. This is a question, what issues are you facing? I could put this on a form and I could expect a free text entry. I just want them to give me, one single line of text. So this is, they can type in. So this is what it would look like on the form. This handy preview is very nice, so you can conceptualize what these property types are. This would be used when you just want to give somebody the ability to freely enter whatever they want. So that's when we would use single line text. It's definitely used for name fields, and for email address collection, or just a single sentence is what you'd normally be looking for with this field type, or maybe just a one-word answer. That's when you'd use this. Now, if you're looking for a more in-depth, if you expect the end user to put a paragraph in there that's multiple lines long, that's when we would look at the next option in our drop-down, which is a multi-line text. So this multi-line text allows us to basically build paragraphs, and instead of everything just being on a single line, we can drop down a line and we can have a paragraph contained in here. So it will look something like this. I'm experiencing low lead flow and poor sales velocity. So this is a common this is a common issue with some of our clients. I'm looking to solve for that. So here we go. This illustrates the difference between single line and the multi-line. Here we have two lines in this property, whereas if I were to do this in the single line text, it would all be in one long line. So that's why you might go with the multi-line option, for better visibility and display for those longer text entries. Okay. Next, we have a HubSpot property that's called a phone number. This one specs a very specific looking format. I'm not going to cover this one too much. It's very straightforward. If you've got if you've ever dealt with a phone number before, you know that these phone number fields, we definitely want them to type things up in the correct format for calling applications. That's when you would use this field. I'm not going to on this one too much. I want to get to the meat of some of the more advanced or difficult to conceptualize. So just know that the phone number property is there, that and forces entry, ensure that the phone number is in the correct format for calling application, or a phone number texting application, something of that effect. Let's leave the phone number alone. We get into our choosing options. This is a great way that HubSpot buckets this out. We've got our text inputs covered, and now we've got our choosing options. So the single checkbox is pretty straightforward. It's always just a yes or no answer. Back end, it says internal value true or false. If you work with workflows and things of that nature, that's APIs. That's how you'd probably reference the internal value of this one. I don't want to complicate things. It's just yes or no. That's what a single checkbox is. Somebody the option to say yes or no. So obviously my question here, what issues are you facing, makes sense. So maybe we'll change this one to you want to receive marketing email communications from us. This is a typical use case for this one. Receiving marketing email communications from us, yes or no, yes or no. Single checkbox, very simple. Now this is a handy field to be able to spin up, a property that has a yes or no component really quickly. I see myself using this one a lot to quickly create a property, to leverage in workflows, to toggle things on and off. That's definitely for another video. But there's lots of use cases for this, like this property, because I can quickly create it and it's a drop down. It gives me some options to be able to control what is input into here. And that allows us to build a lot of great automations off this just really simple yes or no thing. So that's why I like this one. Really quick to spin up, not a lot of configuration. If I hit next at this point and create, I'm done. Right? So it's just a label, selecting the group that it's assigned to, and then using single checkbox, hitting next and hitting create. Really quickly spin up a defined value to leverage in some of your workflows or automations or what have you, for marketing as well, to collect subscribers status, or do you want to sign up?
Thanks for watching, and keep removing those revenue roadblocks. If you want more videos like this, follow our channel for fresh, new content every day. Check out our RevOps playlist, or how about this video chosen just for you? See you next time.